Hey, this is Scott from Queensrÿche, and you are listening to K103.
You're playing at Sweden Rock tonight.
Yeah.
What's the expectations, and how has the day been so far?
You know, the day's been good, thanks. And, I think the best that we can expect is to, just put on a show that we feel good about, We've been here many times in the past. It's always a great festival, and the fans are always really great. People that put it all together, and are involved in the whole thing have always been really supportive of us. So it'll be a lot of fun. This will be one of the first times that we're ever going to be able to do it with, Todd, our new singer. Mm-hmm. So that's exciting, and I think the fans are just going to have a great time. And the day's been crazy. I mean, interview after interview. Yeah. And we only flew in last night, from Seattle, so we haven't slept either, for what it's worth.
Since it's a Swedish audience, what do you think is the biggest difference compared to other countries in the world?
Well, I can certainly tell you that this festival and the Swedish audience, just in general, they're crazy. They have fun. They let you know they're having fun. They respond, they loud. It's just always fun for us. And, and audiences are certainly different in all parts of the world. Sweden is never boring. And, so it's a good thing. So.
Speaking of a new vocalist, what's the biggest change in the band? And you had some problems with the older one. How did it all happen?
Yeah, it was, a couple years ago was when everything kind of started to really come to a moment when we had to just decide to move on. Mm-hmm. And, for what it's worth, it's been a great thing. We wanted to get Queensrÿche back to what we felt Queensrÿche was good at, which is playing the old material that, we started out making for our fans years ago, which we haven't done that stuff in a long time. And, so that's been a great important change. And then making a new record that we wanted to make that we felt sounded like Queensrÿche. And that's what we've done. Todd's been a great energy. The energy that we have together now is really positive. It's exciting for us. It's creative. We're on the same wavelength where our goals are all the same now. And we've had problems with that before, and so we just had to kind of move on from that. I think that's what shows on our show. Like tonight, you'll see that. It's energy, and it looks like we're having fun, and that's important, So, yeah.
You have been around since the 80s. What's the biggest change in the music industry that you have noticed since the beginning until today?
Well, there's been a lot of changes, I suppose, through our 32 years of making music. Probably one of the biggest obvious changes is just the music industry in itself, and the internet and downloading. You've heard it before. You're still going to hear it from everybody. It's certainly not going to change. But I think that's created a lot of opportunities for people. And you got to kind of embrace that and find out what works best for you. In doing that, we do that very well. I think we are real good with using social media and connecting with our fans and everything like that. And and there's certainly been a lot of musical changes, out there these days. Mm-hmm. It seems like there's a lot of music. More music than I ever remember having, and varieties of it. And I can't even keep up with half of it that's going on, but it's exciting, right?
So you have sold over 20 million albums since the start?
Kind of lost count at some point, but yeah, enough to be happy.
Yeah. Did you ever think you would make that?
No. I mean, no, not at all. When we first did the EP back in 1982, we were young, and you're just having fun, and you dream about being a big, successful, musician, traveling the world and playing big shows, and then that happened. Years after that started to happen for us, and you just never think that it's going to last for 30 years, and it has, and it's still going. In even bigger and better ways now. So. We're lucky. We're very lucky that we have such great fans that let us make music, and they still like it when we do it. It's hard to do that in a long-term career,
Is it anything in your career that you would like to do that you haven't been able to?
For the band, I think just raising the level of what we've done. You know, certainly there's always, you know, goals I think that we'd like to shoot for, making ourselves, you know, as good as we can be and pushing ourselves. And I think that's going to always be a challenge for us. And I think that keeps us going, gives you something to shoot for and drive for, you know. I'm lucky because I do a lot of other things in the music industry, but not that happen to be with Queensrÿche, that keep me busy and doing a lot of things, and they're extremely challenging. You know, music for films and video games and all that stuff. And I've been really blessed and have a lot of great opportunities and been really busy doing all that stuff. So I get all these fun things, and I try to find time to, you know, be with my kids and do other things. So I'm a lucky guy. I'm a very blessed and lucky guy. I feel very proud and happy that the world has let me do this and I can enjoy it, you know.
What's the next thing after this that you're doing?
Yeah, well, for Queensrÿche, I'm
Yep.
going to give you a little bit of Queensrÿche rundown. We play shows. We have shows all summer long. Actually, all year long. We've got shows booked now until the end of the year. But in that process, we're working on a new record right now. So we've got new material that's been written, and we're still working on all of it and writing some more stuff. We're going to be in the studio sometime this fall, and then we'll have another record out sometime probably early next year. And then they'll be touring next year to support the new record and, you know, getting out. Summer festivals over here next year. You know, it's like I said, everything keeps going up. It's like, when's it going to start going down? It's like going back up which is great.
Yeah.
So we're just going to kind of keep riding that wave, you know?